podcast. This is episode 138. That's right, 138. This episode brought to you by very own You Going. Are You Really D1? This is my book. This is a book that challenged baseball players to stop chasing dreams if you're not prepared. Intentionally, you got to be intentionally prepared for the next level, whatever level that may be. But as I said before, I want you to get a copy of it. Go to www.ru, the letter D, the number one.com. Again, that's www.rud1.com. So with that being said, let's go ahead. Today is we're going to be building a building. A building, guys. And you understand just a second. I'm gonna give you some preliminaries, not just for players, not just for dreamers, but for league builders. I'm gonna repeat that again, league builders. Joining us today is Jonathan Vasquez Santiago. He's a founder of Jacksonville Competitive Baseball League. That's JCBL. Again, it's JCBL. He's building a Florida first non-profit independent baseball league. I got to give him some props for that because that takes a whole lot of work, a whole lot of people, and a whole lot of thought. He's also an inspiring MLB area scout as well. He's connected with the very own my alumni, Sports Management Worldwide, because I used to be part of them as well. So we can talk about that. And Jonathan isn't just talking about opportunities, he's creating them. He's creating opportunities. So families, help me welcome the very own, the founder, CEO, Jonathan Vasquez Santiago to episode 138. How you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Coach Laurie. That was good. That was good. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Didn't-
that.
I,
I
I
got
didn't think it. I didn't think about it like that. Building, but
yeah,
but it literally is. I'm literally building.
I liked it, man. Let's go ahead and chop it up. Let me ask you this question, Jonathan. I appreciate you coming on again, but what inspires you to create what in your right mind? You had to be in a different planet to think about this because a lot of people ain't going to do this. What inspired you to create the Jacksonville Competitive Baseball League instead of just working for someone like an affiliate team or working like that? What made you decide this?
Um, Listen, I ask myself that question every day. I'm like, am I crazy for doing this? But adversity literally took me here. Uh, there's some moments in my life where I thought I was gonna get back into a dead dream that diabetes took away from me, and at a young age, and when I was getting looked at in Puerto
Okay.
Rico by the Mets, and yeah, diabetes almost took me out. So
Oh,
9 years later, I'm doing this whole thing. I'm gonna make it back into baseball. A guy stopped in a softball field and told me, "Hey, I think you could get a chance to play some semi-pro baseball." Wish he never would have told me that. What I thought was going to be my chance to be back at playing some, Pioneer League,
yeah,
Frontier League, whatever it
yeah,
was,
yeah.
you know, it was God telling me, wait till you see what I got prepared for you. It Listen, if I thought it was going to be this hard, like if God told you everything you had to go through just to make it, you probably wouldn't do
Wouldn't
it.
do
I
it.
mean,
That's it, bro. You hit it perfect. You were exactly right.
it's
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm just laughing. You're right.
it it it's been adversity through adversity through adversity. But what got me here was the day I was going to go to a showcase, the week I was going to go to a showcase after getting prepared for like a year and a half, grinding it. Being in Jacksonville, Florida, I noticed that there's really no scouts around here. There's really no attention. You could be the best out here, and it's really rare to really have that attention. I'm in a red light that day, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm only a week away. It's happening. A lady hits me at a red light in my best moment, smashes me in. A year and a half of hard work. Um, and I'm talking about hard work. 3 hours in a park, 200 baseballs a day, fielding, doing everything I could. And I get smashed in a red light. February 13th, I remember. Concussion. My arm doesn't fully turn now. Um, I have 18 injections in my back, in my spinal back. And as I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, now what?
Hmm.
I'm here. I worked so hard, and now everything has gone down the trash. What I
Wow.
thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Me being stubborn, because I'm stubborn, I call the showcase place 2 weeks later. And I'm like, hey, a week later, a week and a half later, and I'm like, hey, please let me show up. I'm not 100%. You know, I had a car accident, but let me just do this and then call it quits. I just want to put my gloves down. Still went to the showcase. I did my stuff. Ended up with a double my last at bat, so that was good. And then from there, I'm like, what am I gonna do now?
Right.
Um,
Right.
I said I wanted to help baseball players.
Okay. I like that. I
So
mean, that's good, man. I'm gonna I'm gonna give you something. I thought for what you just said. I'm looking at something. I want to read this to you. And this is and I can relate to your story. 1,000%. Not 100, 1,000%.
that was
1,000. It says in Proverbs 24:10, it says, If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Mhm.
And I said that because I had a similar situation. Very, very, very,
Very
very,
similar.
very, very, very similar. But I'm gonna say it real quick. I ran into a truck delivering gas, and I fell asleep on the wheel with
Wow.
no seat belt on, and fell asleep. Tore my throwing arm rotator cuff. Couldn't throw as much as I could,
Hmm.
and I was I went to a depression for 17 years. 17
Wow.
years because I was supposed to get possibly looked at, drafted, or
Hmm.
an invite or something.
Hmm.
I ran a 6'4", 60.
Oh wow.
I can fly, and I was devastated. So I can relate to that. But I thank God, Jesus Christ, for giving me an
Yep.
opportunity to still live and to do what He called me to do. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So I
That
can relate. I can relate
that's awesome.
1,000%, not a
It's
hundred, 1,000%.
it, and that's where we go at. So that's why I help to overlook baseball players because I get it. I get adversity. I get going through things. I mean, I almost died twice with diabetes. Woke up in the hospital. I didn't know who I was. While playing baseball, at my best moments, at my best moments. You know, this at a later age where I get hit with this by this car, it's just me trying to make a comeback. I mean,
Right,
I can hit the ball where I can do stuff. I know I had it in me,
right,
but going through that time at 17 years old, almost dying twice with diabetes, that hit me and I entered depression.
right,
It's
right,
like you say,
right,
thank God he took me through
right.
everything he took me through to get to here.
That's right.
But then, you know, you put something in your back pocket, you bring it back out, and then somebody hits you at a red light.
That's right.
It- you know, and now you're like, now what do I do? You know,
Right.
I could have just sat back, gone back to work, and I'm like, I want to help overlook baseball players
I like
because
that.
a lot of people go to showcases and there is talent that stays behind.
Yeah, a
You
lot
know,
of it, a lot of it. You're right. I'm glad
yeah.
that you're doing it. I congratulate you. I salute you. I think that's an awesome opportunity that you're making available.
Hmm.
Which leads me to that next question. What problem in Florida baseball did you see made you say something has to change? What was something that really stuck out besides your situation? What else that stuck out? You said, man, something has to change.
Um, Me being in a field 3 hours a day, smashing balls, 380, 400, six, you know, 6 1.5 pound guy, nobody around doing what I'm doing. And then I noticed that parks aren't, there's nobody around. I mean, unless it's youth, which
Right, right, right,
obviously we want the youth to go up and show up, you know. But if you don't have us to be examples for those kids,
right.
baseball is going to die.
Correct.
And showcases are great, but there needs to be a league where these guys who's still young, 18, 19, 20, 21, you know, their dream doesn't stop there and they go to work because they had the talent and now it's like, well, I can't do anything around here because there's no parks. That's a big problem here and I'm trying to fix that. And there's not enough besides the men's league, there's not enough competitive baseball, structured baseball.
I got
I
you.
come from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico for me, what you know, it's structured baseball. That was 14, 15-year-olds can play great baseball.
Right.
And you don't fully see that around here. But how is the younger generation gonna look up to?
Right.
to the next stage.
I'm
So
with you.
that's what I saw. Florida doesn't have independent baseball from Jacksonville all the way down to Miami.
That's right. You're right. I mean, and I'm praying and want nothing but success for you to this thing take off. That's the reason why I had to hit you up because I seen that. I was like, oh, Jacksonville. Hey, I know what's
Yeah,
in Jacksonville. Not much, not much, but I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna do what I can to help him get the word out because now we're on the air, so everybody's gonna hear
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Everybody's
I
gonna
appreciate
hear
it.
it
I
now.
appreciate
Yeah, it's no
it.
problem. That's why I wanted to say that. So, what has been the hardest part building this nonprofit besides just yourself? What has been one of the two hardest things you had to do besides having a field? What else has been hard for you from scratch?
Um, thinking so we draw the plan and everything looks beautiful right there. Thinking that just because you have something great, that the
Mm-hmm.
city was going to see your vision.
Oh, okay, that's one. Okay, that's one good one.
That
Yeah.
was that's been a challenge. Um, and the next one has been I didn't know I was going to have to build a field
Oh, oh.
from scratch. Take a field that has no foundation, that has a foundation but doesn't have that look,
Right.
and
Yeah.
putting in the shoveling and doing everything to make it
It looked like a
to
baseball
that
field.
look like a baseball field. So when those players come, because that's what God put in my hands.
Yeah, it's like going to no disrespect, people to the DR, and just go to a third field and just you got to make the best of it. So
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
it sounds like.
and you know, as a nonprofit, the challenges have been, you need to find sponsors, you need to find help. I grind. I when I say I care about these players, I mean I have players that come out there and train. They see me shoveling 6, 7 hours doing these. We're building 3 bullpens right now with bleachers, fan base, and everything, and that's just us putting in the work. I was grateful to meet Lance, who owns Arrow's youth group and their ministry baseball group.
I like
So
it.
there's over 600 kids there, and he started this alone. He's like, "You're crazy." He's like, "I'm just gonna tell you you're crazy because I've done this for 4 years." So
Okay.
finding him along the way has been a blessing.
Mm. You said Arrows Youth Baseball?
Yes, Arrows Youth Baseball
Okay.
Group. Yep.
I'm gonna check that out as well. That sounds like something that um I need to coordinate with him as well. See if I can
Yeah,
help him out
it's
as
it's
well.
really cool. So they go all over the world and they help different kids and everything. They do camps, give gloves, do everything to them, and then here, a lot of kids when they come, they get baptized.
I love it.
So
I love it.
it's a it's a
Thank
good
you.
program.
That's a blessing. I love to hear that.
Yeah,
We need more of that, and I appreciate you what you said, and you're not afraid to talk about the gospel. I love every single minute of it because
yeah,
I'm a living miracle. So I don't care.
yeah.
I'm a living example. I know what it's like to see death right before your eyes.
Of course,
And it's
of
not.
course,
It's a scary thing. So thank
of
God for
course.
that. Praise God. I'm gonna go ahead and get a quick sponsor. And if you want to stand out in baseball and you need the wow factor, talent is common, but discipline is rare. So if you want to go play travel baseball, DM me at YouGoin'Pro Sports. Again, it's YouGoin'Pro Sports. And if you're looking for a traveling team in South Florida, DM me at YouGoin'Pro Sports. That's on IG, and we'll see what we can do to help you get there. All right, Coach. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and I had to get that sponsor in. So,
Mhm.
was you inspired to be an MLB scout yourself? Can you tell the listeners what scouts really look for players that often are misunderstood?
Yeah. So easily, everybody has talent when you reach pro level.
Oh.
You're all the same.
That's true. That's
you
true.
you passed high school and college, and you can stand out. When you get to pro baseball, literally you're all the same. All of you can throw hard. All of you have something that the next guy also has.
That's right.
A lot of things that these scouts look for is makeup. How is this person outside of baseball? How does he treat his teammates? How does he react when he went 0 for 4?
Right. Right.
Is he down? Did he take those at bats as a this is good as a feedback? I got
Mm-hmm.
him next time. You know, it's just makeup, attitude, and mindset. The tools after that matter, But after those 5 tools, it's those other 3 tools: makeup, mindset, and I forgot the last one. But you know, you
Mm,
gotta have a strong mind. You gotta be able to face adversity because you're gonna face a lot of adversity.
mm.
And
I
those are the
like it.
guys that will stand out. That's what a scout looks for.
I like that. So I'm gonna paraphrase it. You got to have a short time memory of the failure.
Correct.
You got a short
Correct.
memory for the failure because you're gonna fail.
Be a turtle. Be a turtle. That's what I.
I just wanted to throw that out there. That's like a little sound bite. You got to be
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
you got to have a short memory of failure. You gotta build off of it.
Yeah.
Which we're talking about failure. How important is character and coachability compared to raw talent? Because there's a lot of guys with, let me just put it this way, terrible character, and a lot of guys aren't coachable, but they have raw talent. So how important is character and coachability compared to raw talent in your from your professional aspect?
Um. uh, Let me answer without me being biased, right? Because let's go to what I learned in sports management. There is going to be some raw talent that just have the attitude and those things, and then I mean, you're not going to miss out on a talent just because he's like that. He'll learn the hard way, you know. But I choose character and
Coachability.
hardworking and willing to put in the work because I was that guy at 12 years old. No, I started baseball at 12 years old. I
Okay.
wasn't supposed to be that guy getting looked at 17, throwing 93, 94 from the outfield and doing all these things. But my character, my dedication made me surpass all those players that had talent.
I like it. That's what I'm talking about. I
So,
like to hear that. You had that late dream. Well,
yeah,
you didn't learn the dream till later. It was always in you. It was always in
yeah,
you. You didn't discover it until later, which that's okay.
until it.
That's fine. I like
Correct.
that. What advice would you give to someone that might be overlooked or under recruited that's trying to stay visible in the baseball arena?
Um, I would say you gotta you can't be like when the opportunity comes, I'll start training. You train for when the opportunity comes. Opportunities don't come because you think, oh, now it's gonna come because I saw this scout and now he's gonna give me opportunity. Well, he might be like, let's check you out right now. You're not even ready. You have to have so much faith that even though nothing is happening, you know that you're out there doing the work. And every day you're out there doing the work, you're 1% better, number one. But you got to believe that that opportunity will show up. And when it shows up, you're like, I'm the guy.
Right, right. I like that. Basically, I'm gonna paraphrase again. I'm backing you up. I'm backing everything you up. Get ready, stay ready, and always be ready. Get ready, stay ready, and always be ready. Because you never know who is watching you.
Yes. Yes.
So that's just a
Yeah,
paraphrase. I'm giving you some kudos. You know,
exactly.
I like what you said, Jonathan. But building a league, which that's where you're at. How do you balance giving players opportunities while maintaining a high standard to build this league at the same time? How do you do that?
Number one, pray God. Like that's got it's true, man. It's not easy. If I tell you, oh no, it's just gonna happen. I'm gonna have it at a high standard. It's not. It's not that easy. You just gotta. Every time there's an obstacle, you gotta get through that obstacle. Keep going. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna help you make it to that level. I've been blessed. I've crossed a lot of good people. I went to Dubai. That was a blessing for me. Had a lot of connections. One of the guys that helps me, that's my assessor, is part of Baseball United.
Okay.
uh, it's just you have to be humble enough to know that hey, I'm struggling and I have this vision. Help me out.
Right. Right.
You know, because if not, you're gonna build a man's league.
I like it.
Nothing against a man's league, but it's not the vision.
Right. I like what you said. You said the key word, humble, and
Hmm.
that's hard for men. I'm just speaking because we're men. It's hard for
Yeah,
a man to stay humble because we have to fight that ego and I call it Xing God out. We have to fight that all the time,
I like
and
that.
it's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior, and I said that because when this just giving my I'm giving my side. When baseball ended for me as a player, when baseball ended for me as a player, that really humbled me. Like really, really humbled me, because I had just gave my life over to Christ when I was 24 at the end of my baseball career, and I'm like, okay, you got to get yourself together, because now there's no more lights. There's no more lights, camera, action. There's no more. What's next? Like you said, what I'm going to do? I'm like, Lord, I need help. I don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So, that's why I'm going to ask you this question. I don't know if you played high school or college baseball, but what do you think about the role for academics for off the field for player development? Because academics, it's not for everybody, but it's
Hmm.
needed. It's needed in some kind of way to build whatever you're going to build outside of sports. So, what do you think about players that don't have the academic portfolio trying to develop after baseball?
Um, you need you need you need academics to help you. You know, let's put it this way, because I had both. I had high school. I went to college. I was lucky enough to have a scholarship. I played in Valley City Ridge for a little bit, and then Tiffin University, and then I almost died with diabetes and all that stuff. But academics helped me because I had a business administration background. Help me speak a little, and also give you a little confidence when you get out there
Right.
in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Um, now, now you also got to have it in you to hustle. Like, what I do is basically, building relationships, street hustle. But academics help me to still keep the professionalism in my life and
I
connect with the
like it.
right people.
I like that.
Um, I believe academics is important in the field that you're going to be trying to assume later on, because baseball has an end to it.
Right.
Baseball has an end to it, and if you have some type of education, it could get you a coaching job.
Right.
You know, you don't have to end it with baseball. You can end it. I didn't make it as a baseball player. Now I'm going to become a coach. Now I
Right.
can become a scout. I mean, there's so many ways I can work in front office.
Right.
It doesn't have to end there. Or a lot of players build a business.
You're right. I like that what you just said, because I honestly, Jonathan, I didn't want to be a coach. I did
Yeah.
not want to be a coach. I'm telling you, I just didn't want to be a coach. But I had to listen to my father. And he told me, "Son, I want you to coach, because it's a way of connecting with other young men that need something that you have that I put inside of you, and it's
Hmm.
a way of ministry. And you just never know how many other sons that you have that you didn't know you had, because
Yeah.
your story can change somebody. Your testimony is a testament to help them go through something that you already went through. So
Right.
that's the best way of saying it.
Right.
Like
It,
your testimony. Go ahead.
if I tell you that I wanted this, I didn't want this. This found me. It's like, here you go. I wanted to be a baseball player.
Right.
I wanted to open a restaurant because I can cook, you know.
Yes.
But then I saw my dad being a slave in restaurants, and I'm like, that's not my. Everybody asks me, what do you want to be known as when you leave this world? I want to know that I impacted as many people's lives in a positive way before I leave this world,
Okay. I can receive
because
that.
it's not about me.
Yeah.
The the league is not about me. It's about
Right.
baseball.
Right. Yeah.
It's about the upcoming. You play a part. I play a part. The people who build the balls play a part. The people who build the cleats play a part. Baseball is bigger than those 9 innings played.
Right. Right. I get you. It's like building a house, one brick at a time. Then you got the insulation, then you got electricity, then you got the water, then you got this, and then you got the water, then you got the roof. You got everything. It all works together.
Correct.
It's all
Correct.
it's all one body. With that being
Correct.
said, this sponsor is brought to you by hydration. It's a hydration. It's called Hoist. Hoist Hydration is sponsored by me. They sponsor YGP, You Going Pro Sports, and You Going Pro podcast. It's for Pros who see they want to perform at the next level. Recovery matters in every situation. Hoist, here it is. This is Hoist. Hoist is a hydration drink similar to other competitors like Gatorade, but this is something that the military is using, and they've been using it for several years. So if you want to get a drink, try it out. It's a good drink, and I strongly suggest it. So, with that being said, Jonathan, I like your leadership. So, with leadership, what does your leadership looks like for the whole league? Because you're the man. We'll put it this way: God has put you in position to
Correct.
manage men. What does your leadership look like when you're running an entire league now? Because now you got to surround yourself with other people with like-minded or no more than you. What does that look like?
Um, it's you have to work around different characters,
I,
and
I like that.
and if you go back to the Bible, the leaders that were leaders faced a lot of different characters.
Yes.
Lot. You can't you can't be a leader without understanding people's personality. You're gonna get people that are just hard headed, don't understand. You're gonna get the great ones. You're gonna get the ones that are panicking every single time. Um, you have to be the one in control, letting them know, like, hey, I got it.
Right.
Even if at that moment you don't have it, you have it.
That's right.
You know,
That's right. That's right.
and that's what leadership is. Pastoring, coaching. You know, you as a coach yourself, you know that you're working with a lot of little characters, a lot of personalities. So basically the same.
Oh man, that's funny you said that. I like that word. I use it all the time, but I didn't ever think about it because I heard you say it now. So I'm like, I always say you're a character, and I start thinking
Yeah,
about it, and I say I'm talking to me. You're a character. You're a
yeah,
character too.
yeah.
So I just thought what you said. That's really interesting. You do work. You gotta learn how to balance people, balance personalities. Don't take it personal. Just don't. Please don't take it personal. Because a lot of
Correct.
times, and you won't know that until you go through a whole lot of things. Because we take things personal, then we got a little chip on our shoulder, body language bad, and then you miss the opportunity of a lifetime. You just never know,
You just never know.
but you never know. So with that, this journey that you're going through, diabetes, being in Puerto Rico, starting baseball at a later age, what has this journey taught you about resilience and faith through the process?
Um, Number one, that I knew nothing. Number two, number two, that I thought I knew baseball.
Oh,
You, I knew nothing about baseball. I knew how to play baseball, but now I understand baseball at a different level.
okay.
And not only do I understand baseball at a different level, I'm understanding characters at a different level. And
Mm,
to be able to build something great in baseball and going through all this, it I was still I was a newborn.
I get you.
It humbled me even more. I'm humble, but this humbled me even more. Like every day is a learning process. There's something new, and your job is not to panic. Your job is to be like, you're gonna get frustrated, but your job is to be like, how am I gonna figure this out?
Right, right. I'm with you. I hear you.
That's
That's good.
every day. Every day, coach, is a challenge. Every day.
Wow. Wow. I like that. I mean, I appreciate this is episode 138, very own Jonathan Santiago, the CEO, the founder of Jacksonville Baseball League, correct? Jacksonville Baseball League.
Competitive baseball league.
Competitive Baseball League. I like it.
Right.
Jonathan, what do you see yourself in 5 years from now with the organization you're building, the JCBL? What do you see yourself in 5 years from
So I I'm not gonna say I plan or I believe I will be building a stadium, um, 5,000 seats. We will become the international hub of baseball. We will provide opportunities through players to get developed like it used to be. Because I don't think a player at 21, 22 will be a Paul Skeens that will be able to go up there. Not everybody will do that, but that player might have needed 20. like, he's 22. Maybe at 24 was when he was going to be good.
Right.
I plan to form a league where these players can still feel important, still come out and play, still be as important as as minor league or major league, and help them go internationally.
I like that. I like that. So with that being said, is this your first year? You guys going to play games this year, or is it next year? What's the time frame?
This is this is our first year. April 18th is opening
Oh,
season.
oh,
Yes, everything has been. It's been a year now since I've been planning this, but everything. So this is where I go to. You write it down in paper. Everything looks good in paper. This is gonna work out this way. It has not. You think you're gonna get sponsorships. You think you're gonna get this, and it's been challenge to challenge to challenge. But every step God has given me or supplied for me to
I
get
love
there.
it. Praise
So
God.
April
Praise God.
18th, opening season, Saturday. We're still figuring out the opening day park situation. Um,
Mm.
it might be the current park that I'm working at. I wanted a stadium for that event, but yeah, it's it's happening.
April 18th. Okay. April 18th. So get on the website and find it. Go look
Yeah,
for it. Is this for
yeah.
like what's the age bracket you're looking for, Jonathan?
So I have in tryouts some 16-year-olds that are prospect coming out. That helps showcase them. That helps show them to scouts and all these things. 18 and up is my preference. 18 to I would say 30. Unless there's some talent exception, because there is always that guy that's just a wow and needs an opportunity.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. That's work. How many teams are in the league?
There's 4 teams, and they're all they're all for kids. So popcorn runners, the muffin freaks, jamming tacos, and the donut stealers. Um, it's just marketing. I want the players involved. I want the players to give these kids an experience. Like I said, it's about the community coming together and watching great baseball come together, but
Okay.
giving hope to those kids to be like, I I'm a fan of that guy. You know, can I get an autograph? Can I get this? But then they're wearing their jerseys, which kids can relate to.
Okay. I like that. I like that. That's pretty good. I mean, that's not it's not a question on my skit, but I just how many games are you guys playing on your seasons? How many games you have, and what's the play? Are you guys gonna have playoffs? What's that look like?
Yeah, so it's 20 games, Friday, Saturday, in front of fans. The players will be getting more games Sunday and Monday, interleague themselves to get more games because they have to be at that competitive level, right? The idea is that a league is like, hey, I need a player. Do you have somebody ready? Yes, that guy's ready. That guy's ready to go. So then we'll have playoffs. I'm aiming for an all-star game to showcase the best players, and a little home run derby in that same day.
I like it. I like it. I
Yeah,
like that. I like the vision. I
yeah,
like that. That's pretty good. I mean, now we're gonna go behind the scene a little bit. Let's go behind the scene. Stuff that you people been waiting to itch their ears to hear. Have you ever had to say no to a player because of a character concern?
yes.
He
I just
said
just
yes.
recently, you know, players think that they can just. Uh, an advice to players: do not write to scouts asking for a job. Um, and I'll tell you this. Some people will be like, "Oh, well, no, you should." Yes, you should, but do it the right way.
Okay.
Do not think that the scout owes you something. He has not seen you. A video doesn't determine everything. There's a lot to see after the videos: makeup, character, mindset. Um, but yeah, I've had players tell me you have to sign me to MLB. I can't sign you to MLB. I can't do that. I, and you the players, you as a player, you get yourself signed.
Right.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh, this is behind. That's why it's called. This is called the dugout. We're in the dugout. It's behind the scenes stuff now. This stuff that people don't
Yeah.
normally get to hear. What?
You
What must?
you have to give me a room. You have to make me into this type of player.
Oh my
You
gosh,
have to.
I've heard it all. This doesn't surprise
Imagine
me.
no, imagine me telling God you have to right now do this for me.
You said what? Okay.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Episode 138. The founder and owner of CJBL, Jacksonville Competitive Baseball League.
you,
Episode 130. I'll never forget this one. This is a good one. You know what? Jonathan, what mistakes do young players make immediately, what you would say when they're lowering their recruiting value? What are some immediate things they do you see younger players do immediately?
immediately.
Yeah.
Number one, they need exposure.
Okay.
It, I think that's one. Number two is when you said rephrase that again, please, so
What
I
mis-
could answer it.
what what mistakes do young players make immediately when they're trying to get recruited or get value?
Okay, so as soon as they walk into the field, you could scouts could disqualify so many players as soon as they're walking through the field. The first thing they do, and this bothers me, and it still happens, is they just grab a glove and start throwing. That's not the way you do things. Their attitude, right away, you could see some of them throwing stuff, doing stuff, and I'm not talking about throwing stuff in a mean way, but they're not focused in the game. When you step into the field, it's game time. It literally is, and I think a lot of these youth, and I dealt with some youth. I coached and I helped out, and they just think, I don't want to say it this way, but some of the youth nowadays think everything needs to be handed,
Yeah.
and it's harder work than that, So
Right.
when you get into the field, show up dressed up the right way, warm up the right way, throw the right way, act the right way, and answer your parents the right way too.
Mm. Wow. That's why it's called. We're in a dugout now. So let's get another one. Here's another one. Okay. What behind the scene realities about scouting world would surprise most athletes that they don't know?
That a scout's trying not to sign you.
Right.
A scout is looking for all the reasons to not sign you.
You heard that, right, guys? Now, this is episode 138. Did you hear that? This is the behind the scene realities, the realities of scouting. Could you say it again, Jonathan? What is
Yeah,
it?
a scout is looking for a reason to
Not.
not sign you.
So that's it. That's it. So prove yourself. Prove
Yeah.
it. I like that. Jonathan, that's good stuff. If you can redesign the current recruiting system in general, the recruiting system, what would you fix first? What would you fix first, as far as college or high school guys trying to get recruited? What would you fix first if you had to fix something, as far as players?
So I believe it, I can never answer something short. Um
That's all right.
the way the game is so different from high school, and then you go to college, it's a whole different game, and then you go to pro, it's kind of a different game, right? Because people will give you the secrets at that level. Some of them will, some of them won't.
Right.
I think that's a problem. If we start training these kids at high school the right way with a program that MLB says this is how you're supposed to do it, then you won't have so much talent being
Right.
weird, because now you've constructed
Right.
something since high school all the way up to pro level the same. They already come with that. This is exactly what I got to do no matter what. So I
Right.
think that's one of the biggest issues.
Basically, build a foundation. These are the basic standards. One,
Correct.
two, three. Period.
Correct.
Period. These are the basics now. So you talking about building a infrastructure of a foundation, how the elite leagues do baseball. And if
Correct.
you ever want to get there, doesn't mean you're going to get there. But if you ever want to get there, this is how you must do A, B, and C. Period. We're not
Correct.
talking about D, E, F, G, H, I, J. We're not talking about that. We're talking about A, B, C. That's
Correct.
good. I like that. I
Correct.
like that. I like that.
I
If
think
go ahead.
it's just I've seen it everywhere, everywhere. You know, a 21-year-old that went to college is doing things that we're teaching him now, and he's like, I never knew that.
Wow.
That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And I think that what you just said was so mind-boggling. It's just mind-boggling because
Hmm.
coaching high school baseball here in South Florida, you will be amazed. Now you wouldn't be amazed, but most people will be amazed
Hmm.
the things you see that the players don't know. And we're talking about 16, 17, 18, and 19-year-old young men. They just don't
Yeah.
know. I'm
Hmm.
like, what are you doing out here? So to break that up, it goes back to what you said, the foundation, the structure, infrastructure. You can't build a house on sand. You
No.
can't build on the sand. You got to build on the rocks. You got to build on a rock. And the problem, I think, to piggyback what you said, is they're not getting what you just said, developmental. Period. They just going out to throw the
Period.
ball. Just throw the ball. No, no, no. Time out. We're not just throwing the ball. No, 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 no. I said that because I agree. I strongly believe in what you're doing. I wish that we could have a couple other leagues like yours, so you guys can
Thank you.
compete because there's no developmental there now. No, because when you go to college, there's only one exception, and I want you to agree or disagree. JUCO. If you go to JUCO, most JUCOs, not all, but most JUCOs is a place for developmental. Most, not all,
Hmm.
because you're trying to get to that next level.
Correct.
You're not in high school no more, but you're not at D1, D2, NAIA, so you're kind of like
Yeah.
in the middle somewhere. And so that's something that I value because I played JUCO baseball. I valued it. That was the best time I had in my life.
That's good.
It was so good, Jonathan. I mean, I
It,
just never. Go ahead.
College was just a good time period. I mean, baseball, the way coaches, I imagine your time, whether they were JUCO coaches or D1, I bet you the way they trained us and did everything was at high levels
High
all the time.
level,
They
all the time.
wanted us to succeed, and they had as much knowledge as a D1 college coach.
You're
Easy.
right. Easy. And you know what? Another thing. No disrespect. Some coaches don't believe in discipline. They don't believe in discipline. But I had to beg to differ. When you discipline a child, no, I'm not talking about you guys as kids, but when you discipline child, they love you. Those you love them because you want nothing but the best. Because when you don't discipline them, they run haggard. They just do whatever. There's no consequences. So when I'm coaching, I talk to you, I explain it, I break it down, and then you do what you do, and then I pull you to the side. I pull you to the side and say, "Come here, let me talk to you for a minute. Do you realize what you just did, Jonathan? Did you know what you just did, well, Coach?" I said, "Just explain to me." Now we just talked about this, and I just showed you this. Now you got one more time, Jonathan. One more time. Next time, it ain't gonna be your time. It's gonna be my time. So if you want to play baseball on my team, there's some things we have to do it my way. Now, I tried your way. Your way is not working. It's not
Correct.
working. Go ahead, Jonathan. So what you got to say
Eh,
about that?
li- Listen, this is to parents. Would you rather your coach not say anything to your son and have him not play, or would you rather your son be disciplined and play and get better?
Woo!
Because a coach could not care, sit down your kid. Now there's no discipline. Now there's no learning. Now there's no growing. But if your kid has the skills and your coach is literally trying to discipline him so he can become not only a better player, but a better person and learn responsibilities
Right,
and still play, that is where I want my son to be.
right. Because you're building him as a
So
man too. You're building him as a man, not just a
this
baseball player.
No, I agree. This game is tough. This
Yeah.
game is tough, and this game I think is one of the greatest because it doesn't only prepare you for the field, it prepares you for outside the field. It prepares you for. I mean, this is what did it say? 70% failure, 30%. You succeed. In life we're failing as much as we succeed either way. So when you find a good coach that doesn't abuse them but disciplines them, let it happen.
Amen. A, a, amen, brother. Amen. I'm going to say you hit the nail on the hammer right there. I am so happy you said that. Thank you very much. We're getting ready to end it, but I got one more question for you, and then I'm gonna ask you
Yes.
to close it out. What legacy do you want to have on your name attached to this baseball league?
My legacy is to know that we helped those people that felt unseen, and that out of those 100, maybe two of them were able to make it MLB. Some like 10% maybe got an opportunity at independent professional. And they know they found a place where there wasn't one.
Gotcha.
Somebody took the time to build a home for them.
Thank you, man. That's very good. I appreciate that. If you don't mind, leave out your information so people can contact you if they want to get information about your league and the ways
Yeah.
they can communicate with you.
Yeah, of course. So Instagram is one of the best ways to communicate with me. It's JCBL904.
Okay.
My website is www.jcbl904.com. There's a lot of great information in there. All my managers played at Major League Baseball level. Um, they have managed independently and all these things. So there's a lot of great information in there, and you can also see what we're about. Um, this is a mission. This is not I'm not looking to be the next, billionaire out of this, but I am looking to be the next billionaire out of players that I've helped get somewhere.
I like it. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. This is very good. But this is what his Instagram looks like. So you get a good vision of it. That's it right there. JCBL Jonathan Vasquez Santiago. This is episode 130. I want to say thank you, man. It's been a delightful time. I appreciate everything you've said, all the things you impart. As I tell everybody, listen, execute, and dominate. That's the lead thing that we call it the lead. It's called the lead motto. Listen,
Mhm.
because faith comes by hearing. E stands for execute, because God given us everything we can if we listen, because faith comes by not just hearing, but also applying what you just heard. And the last thing is D is dominate. God said he created us to dominate every creeping thing upon the face of the earth. So there's something that you can dominate in. So if this episode has blessed you and challenged you, you may think this is a little different, but keep yourself, you know, in the right loop. I challenge you guys. If you think this is a very good podcast today, send a screenshot to an episode and tag somebody. If you want to play baseball at the next level, go ahead. JCBL, Jonathan Santiago. Go to Instagram, go to LinkedIn, tag a friend. Share this information. We here at You Going Pro, we want to impact you. We want to change you from the inside out, and that's why we call it You Going Pro podcast, because you can be a pro in something in life, not just on the field, also in your life, in your ministry, in your family, everything. This is Coach Laurie, episode 138, Jonathan Vasquez Santiago. Thank you, brother. It has been nothing
Thank
but a
you.
blessing. I appreciate it. I'm signing out.